Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with my second episode of the SITREP. And my guest tonight is Bert from Bert the Stormtrooper on YouTube. Bert, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good, sir. How are you? Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Oh, you're welcome. I myself, I'm getting over the flu, and I know you're getting over something as well, so yay.
Yeah, it's going around. My wife has got currently laryngitis and bronchitis.
Nice.
So this week has been really good for me to buy toys because I come home with entire collections and she can't say anything.
Yeah, but you post them on Facebook so she can see them later, right?
Yeah, well, she'll say something when she can get her voice back. If she says enough with her looks.
Oh, I know. Well, first off, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell my people about you.
Okay, so 40-something-year-old nerd dad, I guess, married, father of 3 daughters, it's nuts because the age gaps are crazy. We got an 18-year-old daughter, she's off to college, she just left last year. I got a 14-year-old daughter, and then we have a 6-month-old daughter. Just when we thought we were going to start becoming empty nesters, surprise, here we go again. So that's fun.
That's kind of how my son was. He was my 40th birthday surprise. We didn't give up. I said, oh, we're not going to have any. Boom.
Yep.
I like your setup behind you. It kind of looks familiar.
Yeah, isn't that cool? It's something familiar there. There seems to be a running theme with us.
Yeah, that's old. Oh, yeah. Also, you are an Army vet, just like myself, correct?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, so I was going to say that's another thing we got in common. Army vet, U.S. Army from 94 through 2001. I was a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne, and then I was in a tank unit after that, and then finally finished out in a transportation unit.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. We ran into some technical difficulties, but I think we've got everything ironed out. So you were saying you went into transportation.
Yeah, so that was my last duty station when I came back from Korea. I went into transportation. That's where I met my wife. My wife was a medic in the cavalry.
Oh, cool.
So then, I ended up getting out of from that station. That was in Fort Polk, Louisiana. I ended up she was stationed in Fort Campbell after that. So, and that was her last duty station.
Excellent.
So well, 8 years each of us.
Cool. I got in 9 myself. My vacation to the desert's what kind of changed my mind, and that one day where you go right by your head, and you're like, yeah, I'm done. All right, now how this works, I've got 10 questions for you. 5 questions are regarding Transformers, and then the last 5 questions are regarding you as a YouTuber. So are you ready?
Okay.
Hoorah.
Let's do it.
All right, question number 1.
Airborne.
What is the appeal of Transformers for you?
So I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. I've been a fan since the beginning. Since grade school. When I remember when Transformers first came out, and it was such a big deal. Every afternoon, the shows to watch were Transformers and G.I. Joe. If you didn't come home from school and watch those shows, you had nothing to talk about with anyone the next day in school.
This was on WGN, right? WGN Chicago.
I think so. I think it was WGN, and they had the Bozo show in the mornings.
Yep. Man, we're old.
Yeah, grand prize game. So yeah, so I kind of was there to sound like an old fart. I was there from the beginning, and you know how life goes. You just kind of get into high school and you grow out of that stuff. And then I went into the Army. I wasn't paying attention to it. And I didn't really pay attention to it again until about 2001 when Robots in Disguise came out. And I never paid attention during the Beast Wars era. I remember everybody in the Army was in the Star Wars in those days. But when Robots in Disguise came out and Optimus Prime was made a truck again, and this time he was going to be a fire truck, it was such a big deal. It caught my attention. I started watching, and I was right back into it all over again.
That's awesome. Yeah, I kind of got back into it during the Beast Wars phase. So I just something about that purple Megatron dinosaur that just drew me back in. All right, question number 2. Aside from Generation 1, which is always the number one answer, what is your favorite Transformers fiction?
This is probably going to be very unpopular, but I was a huge fan of animated. I really, really liked that story. I really liked the designs. A lot of people had a problem with the animation style because it was very little kiddie, and I get that. But the story itself was really good, and I really liked the toys, and I found the engineering on the toys so good because what you saw on screen was almost exactly what you got in the toy. The toys were near perfect in both vehicle and in robot modes. They hit all their car parts. It was just such a cool era for Transformers. And it was a story that my kids and I would watch it together. The girls were still little, so we just kind of watched that show as it was coming on brand new. And it was kind of like G1 was for me, animated was for them, and I got to live through that with them. So that's probably my second favorite fiction would have been animated.
See, I was in the same boat. I did not like the art style at first, but I stuck with it because that story really got good, and I love the voice actors. I thought the guy, I can't remember his name, who did Megatron, that was a perfect Megatron. He was right up there with David Kaye and Frank Welker. And Megatron's the
and David Kaye did Optimus Prime.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I know.
Yeah,
animated helicopter Megatron's the only one I have from that series.
I have a near complete collection. The only one I'm missing is the Japanese exclusive Blackout. Is the only figure I'm missing from that set. So it's a really close call between animated and Beast Wars, which like I said, I didn't pay attention to Beast Wars when it first came out, and it wasn't until years and years later. And it probably after I had seen the Cybertron trilogy and animated that I finally went, you know what? Let me go back and watch Beast Wars and see what it is everybody's talking about. And I ended up loving that series as well. So it's a really close call between those two.
Excellent. We ended up getting the entire collection of Beast Wars when I was in Iraq, and we just shared that amongst my tent of guys. So I got a whole bunch of Beast Wars fans over there. We made sure we watched them all in order, too, since it's like a soap opera and you have to. All right.
It really is, yeah.
Number 3. Do you have a favorite figure or holy grail? One figure you will never let go
of? Really difficult question.
I know.
Really difficult. Yeah, well, I mean, as far as grails go, they're always changing. For a long time, it was Fortress Maximus. And then they put out the Encore Fortress Maximus, and I got it right over there. And then, okay, I got Fortress Maximus. Now what? I guess, Scorponok would be the next one to go after that. But as far as figures that I'll never, ever get rid of, I probably have to say it would be G1, Optimus Prime, and Bumblebee, because those are the first 2 Transformers I remember ever owning.
Good deal. All right. Now here, kind of going with that same thing. Number 4, what figure is your white whale? What is your most wanted toy?
Again, that's one that changes all the time because for years it was Fortress Maximus. Then I got Fortress Maximus.
One that
I got a Triptychon up there. I know, right? It was so good, and that's the thing. Is like now we're getting these reissues, and when we don't get an official reissue, there's the what do we call them? Unofficial reissues, like that Wheeljack that I just got.
Dude, he was awesome.
That was a figure that was a white whale. That was a white whale for me for years. That one, I'm looking up on my shelf. I got Sunstreaker, Mirage, and Hound, and Wheeljack. Those 4 figures were 4 G1 figures that for years I thought I was never going to own because they were so difficult to get, especially complete, and they were so expensive. And now they're readily available, Oh yeah, and I got a reflector up here as well. That's a KO, and they're such high quality figures, and they're relatively inexpensive and affordable. So it's a good time to be a fan of G1 because you can go back and get a lot of these figures. I'd say right now probably yes, but I'd say right now probably the figure that I really would like to get my hands on there's I can think of two things. One would be Scorponok, a G1 Scorponok complete. I'd love to get my hands on one of those because I got all of the city bots except him. And then I'd like to get a complete set of pretenders. And the non-show pretenders tend to be rare and expensive. Yeah. Well, I've got the 4 classic pretenders, and I've got the 3 American-released show Autobots, and that's it. I don't have any of the Destrons. I don't have, obviously, a Wing. It's not Wing Saber. I forget the name. Metalhawk.
Yes, that's Drew
Metalhawk. Yeah. And so I don't have a Metalhawk. I don't have any of the Destrons, and I don't have any of the non-show, the large pretenders, because they can be very expensive.
Yeah, when I was doing my pretender collecting, I just stuck to the Decepticons and actually completed that entire series. The only Autobots I have are the 3 main ones. I guess they were from the Generation 1 comic book: Landmine, Cloudburst, and Wave Rider. The Wave Rider never appeared much. At least not
right.
in America.
And those are the 3. Yeah, and those are the 3 Autobots that appeared on the show besides Metalhawk, as far as pretenders went. There was only 4 Cybertron. You know, we know them as Autobots and Decepticons. So over there, they're Cybertrons and Destrons. So there was only 4 Cybertron pretenders on the show, and there was only 4 Destron pretenders on the show. Anything else was just kind of added fiction.
Okay, now I'm going to put us on pause. All right, my friend, question number 5, and I know the answer to this already. What or who is your favorite Transformer character? Any fiction, any media?
Absolutely, 100%, without a doubt, post-movie Wheelie.
Yeah, I can see it.
I couldn't keep a straight face. I tried.
If I'm not mistaken, it was that polished turd video. That's where we first met.
Yeah. Let me think about that. Actually, what did I show on that one? Did I show my? I think I showed GoBots on that one, didn't I?
I think so.
That was another challenge. That was the one with all the questions. I think I showed off this guy right here, Psycho, which I broke on camera. I broke him on camera. There you go. That's for your blooper reel there. So, favorite character, of course, it's Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime. I mean, there's the shelves, plural, with all the primes, and that's what's been consuming my life for the last 4 or 5 years on YouTube.
Hey, but it works. What you had one that hit 50,000 views today?
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, it's an older video, and I was surprised when I saw that because I got this notification. Your video just hit 50,000 views, and I'm like, what video? Oh, and it's the rollout command. Speaking of animated, Transformers animated, it was a rollout command Prime, which was this gigantic. I mean, he's bigger than Leader. He's just an absolutely enormous monster of an Optimus Prime, and he's got this gimmick where he rolls. He's got a switch in the back, and then you roll him, and as you roll him, the front of his cab will start spinning, and as it spins, the arms come out, and then the head comes out, and then you straighten out the legs, and he's in robot mode. He doesn't do anything. He's just electronic. Well, cool. He's got this gimmick where you move his shoulder, and he punches, and he makes sounds, and it's really more of a little kid's toy. But it's one that I did not get with the original release of the series. I kind of put that one, kept putting it off, kept waiting for it because it was big. It was one of those big, giant, gimmicky little kid toys, and I just kept putting them off because it was so expensive, waiting for him to go on clearance, and then one day he was gone, and I never got him. And then a friend of mine that owns a toy shop and business a couple hours south of here, he got one a few years ago, and when I got it from him, I made the video. That's the one that just made the 50,000 today.
That's awesome. I think I gotta watch it. I saw where you made the announcement. I haven't watched that one yet. I'm not familiar with that toy at all. All right, here comes the YouTube questions now. Number 6. What possessed you, a grown-ass man, to do toy reviews on YouTube?
Okay, well, I was already watching a lot of reviews online, and I went over a lot of this in my first episode. At first, I was still very heavily collecting Optimus Primes, more so than I am now, because back then I was still filling in a lot of holes. You know, when the first runs of when Armada came out, I picked that. You know, I was picking up those figures as they were coming out. But then later on, for like Energon and Cybertron, I wasn't picking them up as they were coming out. And a lot of stuff before that, like G2, had several figures that I'd never picked up, and there was just all these holes in my collection that I was still filling in. And whenever I got a new figure, or I ordered a new figure online, I could always go online and watch a review on it. And that kind of scratched that itch. Okay, I'm waiting for my figure to arrive. Let me watch reviews on it, and just kind of, I guess, virtually play with it. And so with a lot of the older figures that I was filling holes with, a lot of those G2 primes, the Action Master primes, the Energon and Cybertrons, and a lot of these older, more obscure figures, there was just very little, if any, content on YouTube. At the time, YouTube was a lot smaller place back then. So there was a finite number of reviewers. So a lot of times I would think to myself, I really wish there was somebody that reviewed this figure, or I would find a review on a figure, and nothing against, I don't want to speak negatively of anybody, but sometimes it would be like little kids that were literally just had a camera, and you could see the figure was on the floor because you could see the carpet and their bed behind there, and they were literally just shooting their phone at something that was on the floor, and it was little kids, and you know, everybody's got to start somewhere, but they weren't like that format that I was used to watching, or that you know what you like to watch. That wasn't what I liked to watch. It was either that, or if it was some of the more obscure stuff like that, Action Master Prime, all I could find was videos of people just talking bad about it and how much I hated it. And so it occurred to me one day, you know, wouldn't it be nice, with as many Optimus Prime figures as there's out there, if somebody just made, I just really wish somebody would make a collection, a comprehensive collection in one channel of every Optimus Prime figure there is, and it would be a certain format, you know, that I like. And then finally one day I went, why don't I just do it? I know what I like. I know what I'd watch. I have the material behind me. I can't be the only one that wants to see something like that. Let me give it a shot, and that's kind of what got me started.
There you go. All right, now in going along with that, question number 7 is, what keeps inspiring you to get in front of that camera every week, or every other day, or how often you film?
Well, it's grown. Yeah, well, it's kind of grown, because originally it started out with Optimus show interested in doing at the time, because I knew the question was going to come: will you do Ultra Magnus, or you do Rodimus Primes? And at the time I had plenty on the shelf, and I even said, I'm just going to focus on this stuff, and if the time comes, then maybe I'll focus on something else. And eventually, I did a Ninja Turtles review for a podcast. And that just kind of started, okay, well, I have all this other stuff that I also collect. Let me start showing some of that off. And it's just really rewarding. A lot of times, you know, the comments, there's those days where you just come to yourself, why am I still doing this? I don't have time for this. I want to spend time with my family, whatever the case may be. Do we have a special guest? Hey, Dylan. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
That's Mr. Bert. He is Bert the Stormtrooper. He reviews Transformers too. Look at all the Transformers behind him.
Yeah.
You getting ready for bed?
Yes.
I like drinking out of Bumblebee cups.
Granddaddy has this.
I'm not Granddaddy.
I mean, he has the same one.
Yeah, guess
who
sent me this one?
Oh.
Yeah. This used to be in that room right there where you're sitting. This used to be in.
Oh. It's good seeing you.
Thank you. It's very good seeing you too.
He watches your reviews.
Who's your favorite Transformer?
Megatron, Optimus Prime, and also Bumblebee.
Yeah.
The big three.
You like Bumblebee?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you reviewed this guy yet?
Who is it?
That's Bumblebee. That's the movie Bumblebee.
No, I
That's
didn't.
Bumblebee.
I didn't video him. I don't have him.
How many times did you see the Bumblebee movie?
You don't have him?
3.
Yep.
No.
You've seen it more times than me.
Yeah. Did you see it one time?
I saw it one time in the theater with my daughters.
Well, you were heading to bed?
Yes.
Okay, well, tell Mr. Bert night-night.
Night.
You'll see him
Good
on your
night.
next review, won't you?
I hope you have
Yeah.
a really good night. The Marvel is
Thank
a
you.
Lego
You
movie.
too. And I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
What's that?
I said thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, get to bed.
You're very welcome.
The Lego movie is out. The Marvel at the movie theaters. You want to go?
Well, he lives in Florida. He's kind of far away from us.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's nice seeing you. My mom's waiting in the bed.
Okay. It's nice to see you too.
Bye.
Night-night. Give me a hug.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Get to bed.
Hey, Daddy.
What?
Can I have a snack and can you do me some medicine?
Okay. Well, I think we're going to put this on pause for a second so I can get him some medicine, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay.
I'm recording again. Okay, our special guest has now just left the
Okay.
building. Question number 8, my friend. There are thousands of toy reviewers on YouTube. What makes you different?
Mm-hmm. I honestly don't know. Like, why do people even keep watching me? I don't know. Well, it started out with the uniqueness, I guess, of the Optimus Prime thing. You know, I really wanted to do that most comprehensive as possible. I mean, I think it's impossible to say I'm going to do every Prime figure there is. It seems like everybody wants to make an Optimus Prime, from a Hasbro to Takara, the third party. So it's just one of those things. It's kind of like Star Wars collecting. No one will ever have a complete Star Wars collection. That's an impossible thing to do.
I like when people
Even
come in
Steve
my office will
Sansweet
say,
hasn't been able to.
do you have every one?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this used to be a Star Wars room, and then now there's only that one shelf.
Well, you can see there's,
yeah,
there's my corner of Star Wars. It used to, this
Yeah,
room was
yeah.
half and half.
Yeah. Yeah, this entire room used to be Star Wars, and then I had on this wall over here, this was mannequins with my armor, my Clone Trooper armor, and my Stormtrooper armor, and my TIE Fighter pilot, and, you know, this wall was just lined. It's my review table now. So it's one of those, like, even Steve Sansweet has the biggest collection in the world, and he knows he's never going to have a full collection. Same thing with Prime. It may be possible, not as impossible as Star Wars, but it's just one of those things. But let's try to do as many as possible. If somebody's looking for an Optimus Prime, they know that you can probably come to me and find one. And then, you know, as the years went by, I started sprinkling in some other stuff, and now I just kind of do whatever. You know, I look around my room and I go, hey, that would make a cool video. Let's do that, or, you know, let's go put some peppers in my mouth, and everybody can watch me burn up and suffer.
Yeah, those are funny. I enjoy those.
Or I should be making another one of those here pretty soon. Jeremy from Good Ground Peppers. I'm meeting with him tomorrow. And I think we're going to be shooting something because he said he's got something special for me that he just ordered. So I don't know what it is. I'll find out tomorrow.
Send me some of that jerky.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. He said he said it wasn't as hot as he wanted it to be. He said he's going to make it harder next time. So
Interesting. All right, sir. Number 9. What's your thoughts on the Transformers social community, such as YouTube, Facebook, and do you have any special shout-outs?
Transformers and Such, which is a group that you introduced me to. I used to be a big, not contributor, but I guess we're going to have to edit this out because I just, for some reason, forgot English. I cannot think of the word I'm trying to find.
Well, you saw where I
lost
tried
it.
to differentiate in my last review, so yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Man, I can't think of what I wanted to say. Oh my God! But I used to participate. why can't I think of the word participate? I used to participate a lot in forums, and just about any forum, Transformers, Star Wars, Ghostbusters. So those kind of message boards and forums, I used to participate in those a lot. And over the years, it started to seem like they started getting more and more negative.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of shifted away from forums and really started shifting more into groups and communities, smaller groups, smaller communities. So it kind of started with a local group, the Tampa Bay Collectors Association, which used to be a forum on one of the popular Transformer sites. And then we all collectively just kind of moved away from the forum and started our own group on Facebook and started communicating there. Most of us know each other personally and get together on weekends or during conventions. We'll run into each other, that kind of thing. And then I started learning about a lot of these buy-sell-trade forums and groups, not forums, but groups rather, on Facebook that are really helpful when you're looking to fill in those holes. Maybe you're looking for a specific part or something like that. Those are real good places to go to as well.
Yeah, I made a lot of good deals and made good friends, including you, on Facebook with the Transformer groups. It's amazing, and the negativity has gone way down. Of course, that you got to give a big hand to the moderators of those groups and the admins. Keep them in check.
Yeah.
All right, last one, number 10. Do you have any channel goals, and where can viewers find you? Plug yourself.
Okay. I used to have goals. There for a while, the channel started getting really serious for me, and I have a very addictive type of personality. When I get into something, I'm very passionate about it and just jump in full, and I tend to lose sight of other things. So there for a while, my only purpose in life was to make the channel as big as possible, and I would spend time, every day of the week I would just run home, run in here, shut that door, and shoot videos and ignore my family, and they started getting fed up with that real quick. I started I would start going out toy shopping for the purpose of I need to find something that I can review. I started buying things for the purpose of reviewing them, things I wasn't even interested in. So that started getting really old really fast, especially for the family. So I had to take a step back. In fact, I ended up taking a break from YouTube for a little while. I said, let the channel sit. Let me focus on what's important. Let me focus on the family. Stop spending so much money on the channel. And then okay, let's just do it for fun. This originally started as a fun project. This is not something I want to make a living out of. Let's just do it for fun when I can do it for fun, right? So it became one of those things, if I can make a video, I'll make a video. If I can't make a video, I don't make a video. So I've reduced my shooting schedule to the weekends. I typically get up early. I'm used to getting up early. It's a military thing. I usually get up at 6 in the morning on Saturdays and Sundays. It just happens. And I'll come in here, I'll shut the door, and I'll shoot a couple of videos on the weekends. If I don't have time to shoot one, or the girls are competitive dancers, if we're off in competition or whatever the case may be, then I don't shoot anything. If I can do it, I do it. If I can't, I can't. And I have this room full of stuff. Let me just grab something that I have. If I see something that I want to buy, I'll buy it because I want to buy it, not because I want to review it. Another fairly well-known reviewer, Vangelis, I don't know if you're familiar with him or not.
A little bit.
But he once said, buying something for the purpose of reviewing it is the dumbest reason to buy something, and he's absolutely right. So, I had to bring it down a notch, and it's been a lot better since. So, so the channel slowed down a little bit, but it's starting to pick speed up again, and I'm getting a lot of really nice comments. In fact, I was just going through the comments a minute ago, and comments like I'm going to call this person out because I literally just got a comment from this person a couple minutes ago. Bert, I thoroughly enjoy your videos. Thank you for taking the time to make them. It's stuff like that keeps coming, making me come back and keeps bringing me back to videos because it's fun for me and people are enjoying it. So as far as goals go, it's this is never something that I wanted to do as a living. Even when I was making money on YouTube, which we won't get into that.
Oh,
But
no,
when
we
I was
discussed
making
that.
money on YouTube, it was never. Yeah, well, it was not. It was never money, like enough money to make a living off, but it was good play money. You know, this is guilt-free money that I can spend on toys or video games. You know, this is great. And but I knew this. I don't want to do this for a living, because then the moment I have to start paying bills with what I'm doing on YouTube, it's no longer going to be fun.
Yeah.
So I guess the goal is that I hope people keep watching and enjoying the videos, and as long as people enjoy them and I enjoy making them, you know, it'll just keep going. Where to find me? It's YouTube, Bert the Stormtrooper on YouTube. I've got a Twitch channel. It's not very big. I've been trying that out. Every once in a while, I'll run out to the garage and shoot a video of myself playing a video game, but I don't have the capture devices or the setups or anything like that to really quite make a big Twitch channel yet. Twitter, Bert the Stormtrooper, and then YouTube, Bert the Stormtrooper, or sorry, Facebook, Bert the Stormtrooper as well.
And for you guys watching, I will put a link to Bert the Stormtrooper in the in the description of this video, and I'll link it at the very end, so you'll be able to click on and subscribe. You'll enjoy his videos, lots of Optimus Prime stuff, and they're fun. They're fun and very informative. I've learned a few things. Well, that's it. That's it for the questions, my friend. I appreciate you coming on, and I appreciate everything you've done for me to help my channel grow.
Thank you. I appreciate the invite. This is certainly a lot of fun. We got to do this again.
Oh, definitely, definitely. Guys, appreciate you watching. This is Patriot Prime, signing out. Hoo-ah!
Airborne.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys stopping by my channel. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out some of my other videos that I've done on Generation 1 Transformers, Modern Era Transformers, and Toy Hacks Retro Label sets. Once again, this is Patriot Prime. Hoo-ah!